Salut mes gourmands, what good things have been coming to you this week? I hope you're all doing well and that you're starting off into the weekend in a good mood and with either relaxing or exciting plans. Whatever it is you're doing, do allow yourself to do at least one thing that makes you happy, because me time is crucial for the weekends and to blow off some steam. And talking about things that make you happy, sharing this recipe with you this week makes me extraordinarily happy. That is not only because I managed to fulfill a Gourmand's request, shout out to Kurgan19. This recipe just so happens to be a very personal one to me too. I actually always consider recipes very personal because I grew up with most of the dishes I am sharing with you on this channel. As I grew up in Europe, these dishes always reminded me of my Asian roots and of my cultural heritage, so these recipes and dishes are a rather big part of my life. Also, my family and me, we have spent so much time working on these recipes and perfecting them, which makes me feel even more that they are part of my family. I hope you, your family and your friends will love this recipe as much as I do. And without further ado, let's see what the fuss is all about. This recipe yields 10 servings. For the soup, you'll need 260 grams of radish, 2 yellow onions, 500 grams of beef or pork bones, 500 grams of beef shanks, 500 grams of pork knuckles, 2 stalks or 40 grams of lemongrass, 4 liters of water, half a tablespoon of shrimp paste, also called mamro, and 150 ml of fish sauce. For extra coloring, you'll need 1 tablespoon of annatto seeds as well as 2 to 3 tablespoons of canola oil. Also, we'll need 2 packages of bún bò Huế rice noodles, as well as scallions cut into rings. You can substitute the bún bò Huế noodles with rice vermicelli, but the soup will taste differently and the noodles will have a completely different texture. First, smash your lemongrass to release their flavor. In a pot, bring 1 liter or 4 cups of water to a boil over high heat. Put a lid on top to accelerate the process. Once the water is boiling, turn the heat down to medium-high. Add in the lemongrass, the onion, the radish, the bones, the pork knuckles and the beef shanks. Cook over medium-high with the lid on top for 45 minutes to an hour. Take out the meat, the radish and the onions and cook the rest for another 60 or 75 minutes. Finally, remove the bones and the lemongrass from the broth and run it through a sieve to make sure there are no bone chips left in there. Pour the broth back into the pot and add the remaining 3 liters or 12 cups of water. Now we're going to cut our meat pieces. Remember to cut against the grain to keep it tender. The slices should be about 3 to 4 millimeters thick, which is about 0.11 to 0.15 inches. And do you say 0.11 or 0.11 inches? Let me know in the comments. Once you're done prepping the meat, set it aside for later use. Next, we need some coloring oil to add some more visual appeal to our broth. Heat up some canola oil over medium-high heat. Once it's hot, add in the annatto seeds, which, by the way, look like this. They're available in most Asian supermarkets. Cover the skillet or pot to prevent the oil and annatto seeds from jumping into your face, and wait for the oil to turn red. Remove the seeds with a strainer and keep only the oil. If this was somehow unclear, I'll leave a link to my dumpling video where I think I have explained it more clearly, just in case. Bring the broth to a boil over medium-high heat. For the next step, we will need the shrimp paste, which many of you probably have not seen before. As I already mentioned, this is called mamro, and this is what the packaging looks like. A friend of my family brought this as a present from Vietnam, but you can find it, made by another brand, in many North American or European Asian supermarkets, that's for sure. Dilute the paste with a bit of broth in a separate bowl and pour the mixture into the pot before you add in the coloring oil and the fish sauce. Then add in your sliced meat and turn the heat down to medium to cook everything until the meat has absorbed all the flavors and all the goodness from the broth. This should take about 30 minutes. Remember to put a lid onto the pot so your broth doesn't vaporize away. Cook the bún bò noodles according to the package instructions, rinse and slice the scallions into rings and you're ready for assembly. Start with the rice noodles and in some of the soup, and don't forget to add some of that coloring oil just to get that beautiful splash of color into your dish. Top it off with some meat, some hot peppers and some sliced scallions. Congratulations, you're done. However, before we wrap up this video, I'd like to show you a bonus ingredient for this dish, which is optional: coloring chili oil. Its procedure is quite simple. Heat up a sufficient amount of oil. I used 2 tablespoons in this video, and once it's hot, add in some ground chili peppers. Quickly stir the chili powder for around 20 to 30 seconds to have the chili pepper release its color into the oil, and remove it from the heat to avoid burning. Adding this to your noodle soup bowl gives it an even richer and more appetizing color, as well as a distinct taste of its own. It's kind of difficult to describe, but the thing that comes closest to it is smoky, I believe. This dish is a specialty in our family, and we often have it for family gatherings since it's so popular with our guests. It's also one of my personal favorite Vietnamese dishes, and I seem to never grow tired of it, however many portions I enjoy. Yet, what makes bún bò Huế real bún bò Huế to me is chili pepper oil. Some add it to their bowl, some prefer fresh chili peppers cut into rings. But since I grew up having the noodles with chili pepper oil, this seems to be the one right way to enjoy this dish to me. Why don't you try them both ways and let me know in the comments below which alternative you like best. Thank you so very much for stopping by my kitchen today. If you have any questions, suggestions, or if you'd simply like to say hi, then feel free to leave me a message in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button to be notified when I upload my next video. I'm making either Asian dishes or international patisserie. You're proud of your recreation and you'd like to show off a bit? Post a picture of it on Instagram or Twitter and tag me on it. I always love to see how skilled you Gourmands are. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you again next time when I'm back with a new recipe. Bye!